Apple Arcade is here, but there are so many games. Which ones do you play?
There are a whole heap of them, and there's so many of them are like must-plays.
You're just drooling a bit. So stay tuned to see which games on Apple Arcade you should play, and also some big changes in the world of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Coming up tonight on Hack the Dino's Critical Path. Hello, the worldwide website. We are Hack the Dino, and this is our Critical Path. It is our all-encompassing gaming nonsense talk show. My name is Ben Rosenthal.
My name
is not Ben Rosenthal.
It's Dan McGuinness.
It's Dan McGuinness. And we are here to talk to you for the 81st time in a row. Ooh. 81 shows we've done.
That's amazing.
We're getting close to that big old triple number.
Oh, triple number.
Triple number. Triple digit. 100
shows. That's going to be a feat for us.
It will be.
For the people who haven't seen our first show, we actually started...
Well, no one can see it because it was a podcast only.
That is true, but we started with a SingStar mic in a coffee cup.
Yep, that's how we started because I was a cheapskate and I didn't want to pay money for all this wonderful equipment that Dan's paid for.
And I had no confidence in the show whatsoever back then.
But we have a lot more confidence now. So if you would like to head over to youtube.com/hackthedino and hit that subscribe button, that would really help us out. And also by hitting like on this video and hitting like on the video when it comes up as a VOD or a VOD, as the cool kids like to say.
What does that stand for? Video on demand?
Correct.
Oh, I know things.
I know. Look at us old people knowing what the lingo is. Hey, I'm kids.
Like the best man.
We're also over on Twitch, twitch.tv/hackthedino, where Dan streams games weekly. Dan, what do you got coming up this week?
I am playing Halo Anniversary Edition Halo 3. Is that what it's called? Gold Edition Anniversary Edition. The rejiggered... It's
almost like a Persona game.
Yeah, the rejiggered version of Halo 3
Kingdom
I was
Hearts,
playing.
3.56925, The Feet of the Lion Mountain. Part 3 Redux.
And
Point 2. And if you don't like looking at our faces, which I can totally understand, you can catch us over on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on iTunes, and all the other podcast things that you can put into your ears and feed directly to your brain. You're welcome. But Dan, what the hell? What have you been playing?
What we've been playing.
Tell you what you say.
Oh man, I'm not allowed to make noise in those. The mics are still on, and I always want to laugh. I actually swore one time.
You did last show. Go check it out.
So we are checking out the 8 Apple Arcade games worth checking out.
Yeah, now you've played your 4. I've played my 4. I think you've played one of mine as well.
I'm just going to say disclaimer, there are way more than 4 games I wanted to put in this list. There are games that are just as good as some of these, but so yeah, it was a hard one to choose.
Before we get into it, let's maybe talk about your overall impression of Apple Arcade. Apple Arcade? We're very posh over here. Apple Arcade. What do you think of Apple Arcade, dear sir?
Well,
whoa!
I love it. I think
crumpets.
Oh, shibbity! Remember in Seinfeld? Hello.
Yeah, let's not do that.
So basically, my impressions of Apple Arcade is it's really good. Yep. Apple are constantly pushing the envelope, trying to do things. They lulled a bit in the last couple of years with like ingenuity and trying to get new stuff happening. But this is a real step up for them.
Yep.
Like they are basically taking the idea of gaming and turning it into something which is more like Netflix, like on-demand gaming. Everyone's always talking about on-demand gaming, but they have actually created it.
Yeah.
So basically, for those of you who don't know what Apple Arcade is, you have your Apple account, you sign up to a subscriptions for $8 Australian a month,
So
and then you have
$5 American.
Yep, and then you have all the games on Apple Arcade for free. And they opened up with 75 free games. And they're going to have, I think by the end of a couple of months, they're going to have 100. And
I actually think there's almost 100 up there now. They're adding new ones each week. So if you go to the Apple Arcade app, once you've updated your iDevice to 13.2 or something, there's a arcade joystick in the YouTube, in the iTunes store.
iTunes.
Yeah, that's the one. Or the App Store, I should say. So you go there, and then it basically has a list of games, just like the normal store, but they're all free. If you sign up, it's all free. And for the first month, it's free. You've got a free 1 month trial.
You can try it out. But what makes it really amazing is that none of these games have ads in them, and none of them have in-app purchases. So when you got it, the games are just there, and that's what was amazing to me. I was playing these games, and I was like, And I was just expecting ads. I was just expecting that they were going to somehow take me to a screen eventually for in-app purchases. And then you suddenly realise there's none of that. These are real games.
Yeah.
And they're all there. And you're going through the list and you suddenly realise, I can play all these. These are all mine.
All these games, and that's it. Well, they're not yours. They can be taken off the server at any time. But by the by,
Way to ruin it.
just stab it in and
Break
it off. No, so the games are there on the server. You can download them from the server. Oh, maybe because you don't have to be connected to the internet. Maybe you can download them and they are yours as long as you have that device, like Flappy Bird.
Oh, maybe.
But anyway,
Let's get into it.
No, I just want to talk about how impressed I am with it. You have your thoughts. I'm impressed with it. No, really, Apple Arcade is huge. It's such a snack treat type thing. So if you're sitting down with your phone, oh, that's a cool game, I might try that out. Oh, that's a cool game, I might try that out. And then you can swap over to your Mac, or you can swap over to your iPad and not lose anything. You can even swap over to your Apple TV at home once that's enabled as well. It is just such an astronomical leap forward in gaming. It's sort of like Xbox's Game Pass, but I think done better. And the games that are on there, yeah, some of them are clones. I haven't played all of them. Some of them may be rubbish, but it sure does beat dodging the microtransaction nightmare that is games like Mario Kart Tour, which is awful.
Rubbo.
And it's a great game.
Shame on you,
No,
Nintendo.
just quickly,
Shame.
I agree. Like, the man wearing the Mario Brothers Plumbers t-shirt, and who has almost every Nintendo system ever made, shame on you, Nintendo, because that is a disgusting money grab of a game that you've soiled the good Mario Kart brand with. But I also think it was really bad timing, because surely Nintendo would have gone to Apple Arcade, hey, so you want a kick-ass launch title? Put Mario Kart on your Apple Arcade, I guarantee you subscribers. Anyway,
Now, let's get into it. Let's show these people some footage.
All right, let's go.
So, first up is me.
Yep.
And my first pick was Bleak Sword.
Bleak, oh, that sounds...
Look at this game.
Ooh,
So
it's appealing to my ideals.
This is, I call this hard 8-bit. It's a la Amstrad vibe.
Do you know, just incidentally, Hard 8-Bit was my name back in MIRC days.
Was that real true?
No.
Oh.
I wish it was.
Hard 8-Bit was the name of my high school band. So basically, it's a Dark Souls clone.
Really?
In 8-bit. So you got your fireplace there. You control it. It's got a really weird control system. So you keep your finger on the button, and then that gets you ready to strike. And then you press the direction of which way you want to strike. Just as a disclaimer as well, all one that I have done, apart from one, I'm playing on the Apple TV. So all these games, when you buy them, they go to the Apple TV.
Sorry, just as you were talking about how good that game is, I thought, oh, that's good. I might just pick up my iPhone and download it, which I'm doing right now.
In the second, yeah. So they go across to your phone, your iPad, your Apple TV, all your Apple devices, the games go to them, so it's right. So yeah, this is very Dark Souls-y, level uppy, super hard. If you die in a level, it's got a map, so you go along, the map, like level 1, level 1, 2. If you die in a level, you have one more opportunity to finish that level, otherwise you lose all your experience points and items you've got in that level, a la Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
It has boss battles and cutscenes. The bosses are chronically hard. And yeah, it's just a great game. How long are we going to spend on each of these games?
Yeah, as long as we want. It's our show. We can do whatever we want.
This game is oozing style. Like, look at what they've done with
you're oozing stuff from the hard 8-bit.
It's almost 2.5D.
Oh!
Is it though?
Yeah, no, because it's kind of got an isometric look
It's
to
all
it.
3D, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, using the 3 colors, the whole game, just such an amazing feat to be able to do with like a small
phone string.
I just don't.
You remember Snake?
Yeah, it's like Snake on like Super Juice.
Yeah.
Super juice.
Speaking of Super Juice, first game I want to talk about is Sayonara Wild Hearts. Now, this game is visually amazing. You basically play a music video album.
Look at it.
It looks great. The music is mind-blowing. Like, I'm pretty sure you can get the soundtrack and you can just listen to the soundtrack.
Jumps off her bike.
Yeah, now, it is just an infinite runner.
Yeah.
Like, so there's not a lot of gameplay besides swiping left, swiping right. And even with the sensitivity turned up to maximum on my iPad, it was still a little bit delayed. And after one or two times of it not going across as fast as you want it to, it gets kind of frustrating. So I think that'd be a lot better on the Switch, where you got the dual thumb thingies.
Look at it changing its view and everything.
It looks stunning, but at its core, it is just an infinite runner. Like there was a Spider-Man game that did exactly the same thing 10 years ago.
Yeah, what is it? That one, Jetpack Joyride. That was the infinite runner I always used to play.
So...
But does it have that thing that where you can upgrade after each level so you can go longer and stuff?
Here's the thing. Like, so you sit down and you start playing the game and you do each level as its own separate entity. So for the length of the song, which goes for usually 1 to 3 minutes. But you can't play from the beginning to the end. So, like, I don't know, back in the olden days when I used to listen to CDs in their entirety and artists, made a story.
When CDs were, a story, the order of the whole CD created
you'd sit there
a soundscape.
You'd listen to the whole album back to front. This isn't like this. You sort of choose your best bits. Once you've finished it, I think you can unlock arcade mode where you can go back and go through the whole thing.
Nice.
Again, I've talked about how visually awesome it is. It costs $15 on the Switch.
Oh, what's going on here? Is this a dance-off?
It's a dance-off, yeah. So that's the beat rhythm section.
So there's different
awesome.
there's different bits to it then.
Yeah.
And it's a fight.
Yeah.
That's sick. It's like Parappa the Rapper with actual contact.
It's actually good. So it's a really, really cool game. I did enjoy it, but it's not my pick of all the games. The fact that I wanted to try this out and I was going to get it on Switch, but when it was for free on Apple Arcade, I thought I'm going to go there first. As a result, I'm not sure if I will play it on Switch or not. I might wait for it to sort of come down in price before I give it a go. It only takes about an hour and a half to finish the game. It's a score-based game as well, so the more hearts you collect, the higher you score. I got nothing but bronze medals.
Oh, look at
Story of my life. Anyway, Dan.
Look at her. So I was just like looking at her dancing and stuff like that. My next game I played was Overland.
Overland.
Look at this game.
Oh, this looks cool.
So this is an is it isometric?
Yeah.
So it is it's a slow-moving board game.
Right.
It's very relaxing to play. It's set in an apocalypse. You can see there's these crystal creatures sitting there.
Yep.
So
is this a zombie wasteland type thing?
Yeah, so you don't know why or what's happened.
Yep.
You start off with one character, and then you go along. You get the car. You find a car. You have to find petrol to get into it. See the screen? It doesn't look like there's much on it. There is so much stuff to do. Anything you can search stuff. You can pick up stuff off the ground. It's very XCOM, so it's exactly the same as XCOM in its way. Like you got a certain movement you can do. You can do a turn each and a movement, and it's just about getting as much stuff as you can in every square, which counts as a certain time of day. So I think 3 squares is like morning, afternoon, and that.
Right.
And in between each square, you choose on the map where you want to go next, and one will be like, it takes this many fuels to get to here and stuff like that. So it's just like resource management, tactical game. But every square, like this you can see, really took it out of me. I was concentrating, going through it, working it out, and by the time I'd felt like it was time to move on, or I had to move on, or I'd gotten all the people out, and you move to the next one, I was just like, that was good.
Yeah? So you're investing in the storyline? Is it just your basic...
It's just a survival kind of game. As I said, I haven't got massively deep into it yet, but there's a lot of lateral thinking in it. So you're like, well, I could go over there and kick that can. So the creatures are all sound-based, so you can lure them away. You can see there's a double guy up the top
in A Quiet Place.
Yeah. You can see he's getting a bit of petrol there, that guy.
Mm-hmm. So for the podcast...
And you can grab so you can only hold one item, but you can put an item on the back of your car and for storage and stuff like that. And if you get in the car, you're safe. So the monsters don't get you in the car unless you turn the car on and stuff like that. So there's all this cool. It's just very, 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 very cool. And yeah, this is great. That's all I can really say about it. I reckon. It's just. I'm just looking at my notes. That's all I've got to say about this one. And I said you can't even put a dollar value on these games because they're all free.
But these are all full games. Do you know how long this is supposed to take to finish?
I don't know this one. No.
Some of these games are 30 hours long. That's a full price game. That's a full $60 game. Well, not $60 here, but that's a full game you're getting for free or for $8 a month, which is ridiculously good value.
What happened then?
Oh, some gas. All right.
And lots of searching, inspecting. Good game. Good.
You want to talk about a good game? We'll talk about this game. This game is amazing. This is a Ben-ass game. This game is freaking awesome. It's called What the Golf, and my goodness, I love this game so much. So it starts with what looks to be a physics-based golf game. That's the second course. So instead of you swing back and go for the hit, but instead of you hitting the ball, you have to get the golfer to the hole and hit the flag.
Ouch. I saw before, like, in one of them, like, the flag pole move.
Yep, the flagpole moves. And one of the amazing things about it is every time you get... Every time you get to the flag post, it has a golf pun or a flag pun, and these puns are great. I was laughing out loud, and then you can see on the screen here, whenever you're taking the shot, you get an indicator arrow. So we can see on the screen here, you now have to get a house.
Look at those cars.
You have to hit the house to the flag. And because it's physics-based, it just rolls and clunks everywhere.
I've got this one to play, and I really want it, but I've heard that just when you think this game, they've seen everything, it just surprises you again.
It just keeps going. The best one that I got...
Home in one.
The best one that I got was you're lining up to hit the ball, and as you line up, you get this arrow indicator coming up showing you how much power and what direction you're hitting the ball. And you pull it back and fire it, and that actual indicator is the thing that you're firing. I lost it. I was laughing my butt off. And it gets harder as well. So this is a huge game. What we're watching here is just the tutorial at the start. You then go to another area and it goes here, there, and everywhere. And
cool cat.
It's words cannot describe how much it is, but it takes a lot. The flagpole just moved out the way. Watch for the pun. Here's the pun. Bad flag. That wasn't that bad. No.
Look at that cat.
Anyway, you should all go to Apple Arcade and get that one. Dan, next awesome game on Apple Arcade.
The next one I chose is actually a spin-off from another huge game. It's called Exit the Gungeon. Gungeon. Which is obviously...
it's a prequel, isn't it?
They're calling it a spin-off.
Oh,
an
okay.
official spin-off. But
right.
it's actually... so it's a spin-off to Enter the Dungeon. Gungeon.
Have you played it?
Yeah, I streamed Gungeon one time. It was really cool fun.
Yep.
So Gungeon, the first one is like isometric look down, where this one, as you can see, is a complete side scroller, sort of. You're going up an elevator. And the object is that I think you've finished the first game, and now you have to exit and get out of the Gungeon. It's called a Gungeon because everything has gun puns in it, like you're fighting bullets and stuff like that. And this game is funny. Yeah. Like the writing in it is hilarious. So when you first start the game, because it's now it's a sideways scroller, you talk to this wizard, which is actually the wizard, the knight from the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That's like, you know, that guy.
Choose wisely.
Yeah, that guy. And he's like, press the A button or whatever, and you press it, and you do a jump. And he's like, what did you just do? Did you just do the legendary vertical dodge? Because you could only dodge in the first game, like you couldn't jump, and so they make a massive deal out of you just being able to jump in this game. That no one's ever done it before. No one's ever left the ground. You don't pick up weapons. You basically, the longer you last and the more you kill with a weapon, it just automatically, randomly upgrades as you go. So the longer you keep a weapon, the different, it'll just keep turning into these hilarious, stupid guns. And some of them are hopeless and ridiculous. And some of them are so OP and you just have to keep going up and you just get to the next level. There's boss levels. It is a very, very, very cool game. Like, yeah. I can't, and the fact it's all free.
Free again.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to play that right now, you could play it on that iPad.
Yeah, I haven't actually. As I said, I've only played all these on the Apple TV, so I don't know what this is like on. Like
how do the games handle on the Apple TV? Because I'm currently deciding whether I buy one or not.
Well, because it all depends on what Apple TV you've got.
Right.
So they all have different operating systems and stuff like that.
Okay.
Running speeds and stuff, but fine. At first I thought they weren't good, but I just realised I was downloading like 20 games. When I first got it, I just downloaded everything and then tried to play them and it didn't handle that very well. But if you're not downloading 20 games, yeah, they're fine. My Apple TV was fine running that.
Right. Okay, on to another game that I played, which is probably the one that they've pushed the most heavily for Apple Arcade, I think. It's Oceanhorn 2, which is a sequel to Oceanhorn, funnily enough, hence the 2. It's basically a Breath of the Wild clone, in case you couldn't tell from the footage we've now...
the same kind of blue.
Yeah, and like blonde, spiky hair. Footage on the screen now has got the first level where you're running around and sort of discovering the world, discovering the controllers. I was really, really impressed with the controller movements. They're all touch-based on the iPad. I played this on my iPad.
I played this on the controller,
Yep.
and it just feels things. There's only one problem with this game for someone like me. You can't invert the Y-axis.
Yeah.
You can with some games, though. I thought you couldn't for any of them, but you can actually do it. Some
Okay.
games have controls in them now. Probably they will update that, but for someone like me, I cannot play it.
So speaking of playing, it did feel a bit rigid to me. So the run cycles and the animation are all very fluid, but the actual character, the way the character moved around, it was just a bit stiff, like a bit unnatural.
Bit erect.
Yes. So's the character. Graphically, it looks amazing. So I played it on a iPad Pro 2, or whatever the previous generation was. Ran perfectly. I did notice a few times that the attacks didn't land if you were up on a slight hill or the enemies were in a slight ditch, even though your sword was striking them.
These
The
are all
hitbox
things
was
they
there.
can fix with updates and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. I'm just, I've played these things.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We
passing it on.
need to be critical on these games as if we've paid money for them.
That's all right.
But if you do work it out, that $8 in the first month, I think you're paying 8 cents a game
Yeah.
for that first 100.
The devs have said that they target 30 frames per second across all devices, which gives it that continuity through iPhone, iPad, Apple Arcade, and everything. And having it on a smaller screen, so if you're playing on your iPhone, it gets really hard to see some things and to move around effectively. But on the iPad, this game performed very, very well. It's a Zelda-light. Like, the first dungeon is, I wouldn't even call it a Zelda-like dungeon. It's that
It's
basic.
like a tutorial.
It's not even that.
What's he doing here?
Join the boxes. You can pick things up. Again,
Look at the animation on it. That's kind of cool. It's got animation on the pot thing.
It doesn't. That's a bag of money or hay.
Hey.
It doesn't because he's raiding a pirate's hideout.
Hey.
He doesn't have the depth of a Zelda dungeon or anything like that. So when they say it's a Zelda Light, it's very much a Zelda Light. But for free, it's very much worth it. You should give it a go. Zelda Breath of the Wild's your type of thing.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, that's a spiky gel.
Looks like those Chinese junction caterpillars we used to have up our way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your last game, Dan?
I'm actually joining my last game, not this game, but my last game with your game.
Okay,
because, we're at the vast game is the game we both really love.
The number one game.
This is my next game is Shinseki Sekai Into the Depths. This game is wicked. So this is underwater exploration.
Is he just farting everywhere?
No, he's got a booster.
I bet he has.
So you can see here, what makes this game I really noticed straight away.
It's called a vegan diet.
What I noticed straight away is all these, as you can see up in the top corner up there, all your little doohickeys and drawings and stuff like that. The whole game is set up with these like weird languages and stuff everywhere, but they're all through the menus as well, and you basically just kind of learn what's going on. So it's basic at its heart. It's you've got so you start off. You're in your house underwater. There's no explanation of why you're underwater. You just live underwater. You might be on a planet which is all water, and there's this big ice wall starts forming and pushes you out of your house. And it's about this slow moving ice wall, which basically just rounds off the level. And then you can see here you've got red water, and that's water that has too much pressure that your suit can't handle yet. So that's the ice there. You can still touch the ice and stuff, but it damages your suit and that. And so you're trying to upgrade your suit to get deeper away from the ice. And you're trying to get underwater more. You have it has a small crafting and mining system. Nothing as gnarly as like Minecraft or anything like that. But and it's quite, I never found it hard to find air. Like every time you just go past a safe station, you just fill up your airs and stuff like that. But you can actually, looks like he's running out here. You can put a torch on, mine for certain things, go into your thing, and then make more weapons and stuff like that. there's the monsters in this are wicked. They're like these big, scary, deep water, scary monsters.
Yep.
And some of them are huge.
Like
and
the
stuff like
goblin
that.
sharks.
And you can see
stuff
the
like
graphics here. It's got this real weird, cool stuff. All the music is really well done. Like this full underwater, relaxing, beautiful music. And I found this game really relaxing. It was quite strange how much I thought I'll give this one a go. And then all of a sudden it was like 2 hours later and I was like, oh, where did all that time go? I don't even have that gun that he's got there. But yeah, you have a jump system, but then if you press jump again, you have like a boost propulsion, but you use that as, that runs out. But as soon as you kind of get to, he's in trouble here. As soon as you get back to here, it fills up your tanks, but you have to find tanks to fill them up. And if you let them go down, yeah. It's got a lot of elements, this game. It has a lot to do. The exploration feels really fun. It feels like you're underwater and you're going to these depths of like, see, he's got a bubble stuck to him there.
Yeah.
The bubbles are really cool. You're finding like alien, from what it looks like, alien kind of rooms that have all these like writing on them. And like when you find new items, it's never like this is what the item does. It's like pictures with all this alien writing around it, and you have to kind of study it and work out what's going on. Like, and it's just
cool.
I just really enjoyed it. It was just once again, it was free.
Yeah, free. Like for a month. Don't pay a thing. And then it's $8 a month for over 100 games. Ridiculously. Ridiculous.
Like, we have not been paid by Apple, hey?
No, but if
It really
they would...
does sound like it's...
Yeah, well, let's stop it. Let's stop
All
it.
right, we'll start. But Apple, if you are watching, Mr. Apple, feel free to chuck some sponsorship dollars our way.
Little worm with the car. Remember that?
Shh. Don't work out, we're old. Okay, here we go. Last game that both Dan and I think is the number one pick at the moment for Apple Arcade, and it is a little game called Grindstone. This game's so freaking cool. From the art style, from the way you play, from the ingenuity. It's basically Puyo Puyo Tetris if you were smashing up the Puyo Puyos with a big old sword and a big old shield.
I'm pretty sure this is a comic book artist. Because the cutscenes in this, I've noticed, like, we sell some of this guy's art. Like,
Yeah.
it's too familiar. Anyhow.
It very much looks like Dean Rankin's art.
Yeah,
I noticed.
Yeah.
I don't think Dean had anything to do with it.
No.
But
like,
it has
look
that...
at him. You might have to find some more footage, Braden.
I was going to say, it does look very Cartoon Network, though.
Yeah. So basically, you chain attacks together by slashing through the same coloured monsters. If you get more than 10 in a row, you get a gem that comes up. A gem that comes up, which means you can chain a different amount of, a different colour of monsters. So you can get more than 10. And your goal is to get rid of the amount of monsters to unlock the door for that level and then go up a level. And I think there's 150 levels in this game.
This is the game I thought sooner or later there's going to be ads, and then I realised there isn't.
Yeah.
How cool is the inn and bar that you go back to, and the lady that gives you a beer? So like, if you lose some hearts, you go at the end between the levels, you go back and she slams down a beer. I've only played this one on mobile. I don't know what this is like actually with the controller. You can see here. Can we zoom in on that, Braden, at all?
Not really.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I love like oh dear.
Got an ad for, hey, Grammarly,
Grammarly,
get out of our show.
Thanks, Grammarly. And if you'd like to support us, Mr. Grammarly, get in touch with Mr. Apple and they can come over here.
Yeah, I noticed so you have enemies that have, did you mention like the numbers on them? So you have to you did mention that?
No.
Oh, so you have an enemy who may have...
I can't even tell.
You have an enemy that has a number above their head sometimes that come in there, and the number is how many people you have to get in the chain before you hit them to kill them. I thought that was genius.
Yeah.
And each level has so you can do like the main thing, or you can stay on in the level and get the crown and get the treasure chest, and so a monster will have a key, you have to kill him and then get to the treasure chest, and you have to get out the level at the end. And you have to do it. How good is this animation? Look at this look at his hand.
Oh, it's great. And it's such a simple game to jump into, play, and then jump out whenever you want. And the best thing, of course, it saves, auto-save all the time. And then also, again, play it across devices. So you could be on the bus playing it, go home, get your iPad, Apple TV, and continue playing there. It's just a really cool, fun game. So, overall, Dan, what would you say about Apple Arcade?
It's good. I reckon, it's really family friendly. I noticed as well. So I was thinking if I had a kid and you could just, and he always wants to play video games, and this is just a way of not having to buy games every month and stuff. He just gets probably more his share Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield.
Yeah, some other ones I wanted to mention as well was like Spidersaurus. That was a good one. 2-player Contra clone. Except one of you plays the guitar like in Fully
I
Fully.
saw this. Yeah, I didn't like that.
There was another one. It was like Shantae, whatever. The
No,
genie.
Shantae's been for years.
Yeah,
on the
and
DS, on the
sequel.
Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite erotic in some. All the animations were like thrusting their hips and stuff. And I was like,
don't know what you're talking about.
I liked it.
Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, Shantae. Michael Chance is down.
So, anyone who's listening to this or watching it with their eyes and ears and mouths and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, get on out to Apple Arcade. It's well worth your time and your money and it's possibly the future of gaming.
Oof.
Raiden,
Yo.
hit the button.
Do you want to go to the other segment?
I want to go to news. You ruin my segment. And we're here with the news. We're shaking up the content of the show this week. We're throwing things around here, there, and everywhere.
News.
Hopefully we won't confuse you.
Nudes.
So it came out just... Are you paying out my accent?
I'm paying out that Braden's background's like locked up. He's on it. He's on it.
Good.
I was on that so quick. You can't give me crap for that.
yeah.
Sean Layden didn't, but PlayStation announced the other day that Sean Layden is leaving Sony Interactive Entertainment, or SIE. Here he is on the left-hand side of the screen.
Wait, so the one, it's talking now?
Not Reggie. Reggie's there.
Yeah.
And then that's...
Reggie don't
Phil.
exist.
And then that's Sean Layden there. Yeah, so Reggie retired earlier this year in April. Now Sean's off.
Is there any replacement?
No, there's been no announcements from Sean at all as to what he's doing or why he's leaving. It seemed like a amicable split by the way PlayStation announced it. But what also was weird is the very same day, the Japan head of entertainment, I'm going to murder this name, I'm sorry, Atsushi Morita, also retired. And he's already had some of his things being picked up by someone else. So you've got two integral people leaving Sony just, say a year and a half away from the launch of the PlayStation 5. Sean had been there since 1987. What are you laughing at?
Michael Town's comment, sushi burrito.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right. So Sean Layden had been at Sony since 1987.
Yeah, right.
So Dan, what do you think is going on? What's your conspiracy theory?
My conspiracy theory?
Yeah. Is this the end of Sony?
Oh, yeah, I think Sony's going to collapse now.
That's going to be our clickbait title.
Do.
Is this the end of Sony?
He's probably just retired. He probably makes that much money. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to hang out with my family. See you around, guys. Bye.
I also think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
He's been there since 1987. He was the sort of guy in charge of PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 killed it this generation. They picked themselves up from PlayStation 3 and completely owned this generation every way, shape and form. I think with the PlayStation 5 now coming along, PlayStation 4 sort of sailing off into the sunset, he's just seen it's time to go. Time to hang up the boots and mosey on. However, if he rocks up at Nintendo next month, we'll know that something's rotten in the old Sony house.
He does look like a bullfrog. Don't you think?
Okay, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Some news came out.
My favourite news.
Yeah, you love this type of stuff. There's going to be a minor and a major league. There will be able to change the natures of Pokemon, making breeding a competitive Pokemon a lot easier. It means your Pokemon that you catch during the game, which are usually trash for everything else, you can change the nature in the IVs and hopefully be able to use that in competitive competition. And the experience share is gone. It's now just automatic. What are you laughing at? Michael Towns' comment?
It's like people in the chat are just trying to make me laugh because they know I read it.
400 gyms, 2,000 gym leaders, Elite 4,000.
So what they're alluding to in the live chat, thank you guys, calm down, is that GameSpot brought out an interview or a story piece, an exclusive scoop, saying that there was going to be 18 gym leaders as opposed to the normal 8 in the game. However, today, the Pokemon company got in touch with them and said, no, there's only 8, man. What do you want about? So,
oh, really?
GameSpot had to go out and write a rebuttal, apology going, oh, yeah.
So there's not 18 gyms?
There's not 18 gyms.
I've
it's
got
just
it written
normal
down
8.
the bottom there, like in the thing.
Well, this is breaking news. This is how we roll here at Hack the Dino. So 8 gyms, as per normal. It's your same stock standard Pokemon game with a couple of tweaks here and there.
I wonder how that happened.
Just relax, everyone. It's just a translation error.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
The Pokemon company's from Japan.
Japan.
Japan!
The world of the best gods.
And everything.
What's next?
Footage of Minecraft Earth.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
This is so bad.
So there's
Bring it
a
up, Brayden.
Oh, this looks terrible.
closed beta came out. This is actual gameplay of someone who got to experience the closed
This is in
beta.
Japan, isn't it?
No, this was in America, I believe.
Oh.
Seattle. So the closed beta, which will come out soon to selected devices around the world, will focus on the adventure mode, which is a procedurally generated scenarios to get past, and also showing off crafting. You can have small crafting things, so like if you're sitting out having a coffee, you can build a little Minecraft tree to go in the middle of your table and go, oh, hey, that's nice. Or you can make big, large as life type things as well.
To me, this is stupid. Like, it's hard to play these games holding these augmented reality ones. They need to be able to put it sideways, put it into a VR helmet.
Yeah.
And then you can just look around it. Remember that like at that show they showed this, like, you know, with the dudes and someone was playing it and you were the overlord of it. And you were
big, like, holographic style to it?
Yeah, they were all about the augmented reality, which is a thing I love. It works so well when it works. Get on it.
It does work so well when it works. You're right.
Like, you know what I mean. I just reckon we really need to get onto augmented reality because it's
well, that's what this is.
Yeah, but like with a head mask and everything, it's a way to play these games without feeling sick. Like, you don't get sick in augmented reality compared to VR.
Well, this isn't VR. This is augmented
Yeah, I know.
reality.
That's why it's good.
Yeah.
Look at it on the table.
So yeah, that's what I was talking about before. You can make a little one to go on your little table thingy there. Now, the adventure mode is going to focus on multiplayer. So the dev described it kind of like Indiana Jones, where you're in there with 4 people and 3 of you have to stand on pressure points to make a door open, and then a monster comes out, and while they're standing on the pressure points, they're fighting the monster while you go in and just raid all the stuff in their lair and stuff like that. You can get material from the real world. So if you live in a forest area, you'll get lots of wood and whatnot. You will get other stuff as well, but primarily wood and forest type stuff. And you can place anything anywhere. You can build whatever you want, and the things that stay there are voted for by other people.
Oh, I can't wait to see a kid just in the middle of a mall just going, yeah! Like someone's come and smashed up his Minecraft. It's like,
I can't wait for all the giant penises that are going to be everywhere.
Oh, I do like a big old wang.
Well, we know. So that is out in December 30. Early access begins in October. So I'll probably give it a go, but I don't see me sticking to it when there's Pokemon Go to be playing. Some more Pokemon. Oh, I've got more Pokemon Sword stuff. Ooh, how did that happen?
Michael Towns didn't go to Berlin and build a Minecraft wall down the middle.
Why did you repeat that?
Because it's wicked.
No, it's not.
Oh, boy.
So more Pokemon Sword and Shield news. They are having a 24-hour stream. So there's going to be a camera set up in Glimwood Tangle from August 24th. And, quote, be able to observe the ecology of the Pokemon that live in this forest, and viewers may even notice things that surprise them.
Oh, like what?
Probably some new Pokemon.
Like carry on rice?
Yep. So probably some new Pokemon. I'm guessing there'll be a flash of the mystical Pokemon for this generation. Probably some giant dragon or something. Yeah, so enjoy that.
Double Pokemon news.
Double whammy. It was a duo of Pokemon news.
Oh man, how good is this? This Mortal Kombat news coming up.
The Mortal Kombat news, the raids. Alright, let's get to it.
Oh, not the raid, the next bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat 11 is getting raids. So 3 people will go up against a boss. It will be a 1 versus 1 fight. However, the boss's health will show the damage that it's taking across all 3 players.
Oh, look at that Baraka.
All players must successfully defeat the boss in a time limit to win, and they get like prizes for it, as you'd expect from a raid. So I thought this was pretty cool. I don't think we've ever had a one-on-one fighting raid type system before.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. Like it's really weird as well. Like the concept to me was like, I'll never be able to play this.
Yeah,
like, I'm not good at Mortal Kombat games. I love them. And it's great to have my mates over and we like punch each other and stuff, but like
You can like see them on the bottom of the screen, like moving around.
Show me.
Like, so you see on the bottom there, you can see
how they're fighting.
The other people fighting with these little circles and icons.
Yeah, it's really cool. Weird. Yeah, really cool. I think it's a great idea, and I really like the fact that NetherRealm Studios is pushing the boundaries of what they can do in a game. They're just, going, I wonder if this will work, and going for it.
Yeah, they are quite good at that kind of stuff, like thinking up new stuff. It's a quote. What's a quote and a half? Wasn't it?
Thinking up new stuff.
Finish him. Is he going to finish him?
He's going to finish
Make
him.
it bigger, Braden.
There he goes. Uppercut.
Oh.
No.
Nah, nothing.
He just did an uppercut.
Weak.
Also in Mortal Kombat 11 news, the T800 gameplay was released.
Oh man, the Terminator.
Old man Arnie's here to break some faces.
Gotta say.
You have to. Wait, has he come in yet?
You ready?
Look, he's got. Nah, you've missed it. Go back,
do we go
Braden, to
back?
the very, very start. He comes in with a toy of Johnny Cage, like the roses from Terminator 2.
Yep. So it's chock full of homages to his various movies. The voice actor does sound kind of like Arnie, a little bit.
Can we play someone bigger? This is just gameplay
This is
footage.
a trailer.
But it's gameplay footage after this.
It's
now,
a trailer.
No.
okay.
Go
Now
with
the
Braden.
rat will sue us.
But yeah, really, really cool to see this. He's been... How many games is the T800 in this year? 3?
This year, 3 or 4.
I think there's Gears 5 DLC.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat 11 just
Yep.
got announced. And what's the other one?
I'm pretty sure there's also was there not also like some Terminator-based game as well?
No Terminator-based game. It was a third
Well, there's
one.
a new movie.
Well, yeah, obviously that's
I
why
think.
they're cashing in as well. But it's really cool to see this type of stuff coming through.
True.
All right, Dan, I'm going to let you talk about this next one.
What is the next one?
Project Resistance has shown some gameplay footage. Did you
put
see
this
this
up.
at all?
Yeah, put this up. I have no idea what's going on in
Oh
this.
my
Okay.
god.
So-
What?
Bring it up,
is-
for it, Braden.
It looks like my computer's broken.
Oh, really? Cool.
No.
No.
Oh, right.
What's going on?
So you've got 5 players, one is the mastermind, and 4 cool young teens trying to escape.
This must be the mastermind footage where he's
Yeah.
watching them all.
So the mastermind throws zombies, lickers, and takes control of the tyrant eventually to prevent the teens from escaping. One thing I can say is we can all look forward to this doing extremely well because that's what Resident Evil does with its spin-offs. Do
Oh,
really well.
Yeah, they do so good. Some of my favourite games have not been the Resident Evil main story ones.
Really?
No.
No, let's be honest, they've been trash. Like,
Yeah.
name one good Resident Evil spin-off that has not surpassed, but not even got to the same level of Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3.
No, there's none. Especially like the gun games, they were rubbo. Like the Survivor ones, whatever they were called.
Well,
like,
this is almost a Survivor one as well.
yeah. This is probably the closest one to that. There was that Resident Evil one where you play. It was online on the PS2.
Yep.
Like Spider.
No, it's just, Dan's got a little spider friend.
On the green screen.
Push it towards me.
On the green screen, it looks like you're just waving at nothing.
It was the green spider.
So I think this was just oh wow, Resident Evil 7 did really well.
What's going on here? Look, he's putting dogs in.
Yeah.
Oh, let's put a dog here.
I think this was not. I don't want to say rushed, but I certainly think this was a tied me over until they release what they're doing, either Resident Evil 3 remake or Resident Evil 8.
It looks pretty well thought out. It's a different idea.
Yeah. Oh, you got to try these new things. We just complimented Mortal Kombat and
Look at him putting the liquor on, just sliding around.
I applaud them for trying new ideas. We'll see how it is. This might be a great game. You never know. Braden, do the thing.
You gotta warn me when you're jumping into these things, my dude. You gotta like lead to a wrap up or something.
And so, here's Kojima.
Snake eater.
Jeez.
I love it.
I think Braden should be ready to go like that. What do you think, chat? Should Braden be ready to go like that, like a professional? Professional. He's like a missile, but a professional missile.
A professional.
He's a professional Braden.
Oh no.
Okay, so Kojima Watch. So what's good old Kojima been up to this week? Well, he's got a game coming out in less than a month.
Yep.
Which could, make or break his own production studio that he's come out with, Kojima Productions.
Could make or break the world.
Yep. It's very intensive. A lot of people aren't sure about it. They're a bit unsure what's going on. One problem I always have when trying to gaze at Kojima is the brilliance and star power emanating is just so bright. I can't quite make him out.
So,
But don't worry, everyone.
don't worry.
Because our Lord and Savior, Hideo Kojima, has graced us with an item to help us see Kojima-san through all his brilliance. Braden, bring up the Death Stranding glasses.
Oh, they're hot.
There they are.
They are though old school. They look like the kind of glasses that the dude in the Big Lebowski would wear.
So you can get the Kojima watch, the Kojima socks, now the Kojima glasses.
You can get Kojima t-shirt as well.
And you could probably buy the game, which comes out in less than a month.
You think they'd advertise that, hey?
Maybe. Speaking of advertising,
Oh, it's a crossover. Right.
it's a segue.
No, like the glasses were with another
Oh,
designer.
yeah. But, you might have other stuff to think about. But then remember from last week, Kojima does everything, so it's all okay. A straightforward story trailer came out for Death Stranding. So
It wasn't that straightforward. I watched it today and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I thought it was going to actually explain everything. The last shot's pretty cool.
I think it was a much more linear trailer.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think it was a lot more friendly to your regular chat.
What we're missing out here as well is there's a voiceover kind of explaining what's going on, which is what all the trailers needed.
I've got to say, though, these cutscenes look great.
Oh my god, this cinematic trailer is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. It makes me worried, though, because, how's it going to mesh seamlessly with
it'll mesh.
You reckon?
Yeah. I've seen it mesh. Like, when I went to gameplay and that, it looks amazing, the game.
Okay.
But whether it's just... Yeah, I don't know.
Whether it can hold it up. Anyway, that was Kojima Watch. We're going to go...
Look at this.
Look at that shot.
Yeah, that's great.
That's hot. Kojima.
Okay, time for viewer questions. So we've got quite a few questions from our viewers this week. If we don't get through them all, we might go through some of them in Dino More, which is our Patreon-only show. Dan, maybe before we get into the questions, you might want to thank some of the Patreons.
Also, I just thought quickly before I do that, as I say, this is the time for the chat. This is when they can pipe up and ask questions of us live, and we might answer them.
We might. So here you go, chat. Ask away. Dan, Patreons who get Dino More.
I'd like to thank the Patreons. So Ashraf, Floppy, Henry G, Todd R, Tom P, Mike Towns, Karen and Ash. Now, these are our top paying Patreons.
Yep.
Who get everything. They get a mention in the show. They get a call out. We've actually got some of them in the chat right now.
Yeah, so if you've got $10 a month, you too can be one of the producer tier Patreons. And for that, you get your monthly Dino More nonsense show where we sit down with Braden and talk about other nonsense other than games. And that comes out on the 1st of every month. You get a shout out every show. You get a podcast of that Dino More as well as you jump to the top of the queue if you have a question.
Let's go. Which Michael Towns just asked, is that actual milk in the Cuphead toy? No.
What makes you think that?
Because he's Michael Towns.
It used to be
AKA Pepsi Man.
It's now butter.
Okay, our first question comes from Floppy.
Floppy,
And
Patreon.
Floppy is one of our top producers over on patreon.com/HackTheDino. You could be too. You could be as cool as Floppy. But Floppy asks, Last of Us Part 2 is not far away. 1. Have you played Part 1? No.
Yes.
2. Did you like it?
Yes. I loved it.
3. Do you think Part 2 can live up to the expectations set by Part 1?
Yes.
Yes.
This trailer has already proven that it can. Like,
Yep.
I got just as much emotion out of this trailer as I nearly did in the whole first game.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be great.
Yep.
This is going to... And even if it's just more of the same stuff from the first game with better graphics, look at this. I'm down. I'm sold. Look at that lady. She's gross.
That's a clicker.
Look at that, because not making it all
All right.
bother.
So for the podcast listeners, it was that point in the trailer where the clicker attacks Ellie and she fires her gun at it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they got gas masks on.
So I do think this game is going to be sensational. It's going to be Game of the Year next year.
It's going to be hot.
There we go. I'm
Hot.
calling it now. Braden, mark the date.
4th of the 10th.
Yes. Ben called Game of the Year 2020. Last of Us, Part 2. Okay.
Goober one.
Goober89, he asked it just before over on Instagram. Goober89 asked, could the goose be in Smash?
What goose? Goose Game Goose?
Yeah. I really hope not.
Yeah, no.
I think maybe as a trophy, if anything, but...
He's naughty, but he's not violent.
No. I also don't think you'd have much of a moveset with the goose.
No, he'd be rubbish.
Maybe, he comes out of a Pokeball. But if anything, we're going to get Hollow Knight before we get the goose.
Oh, dear.
Arak asks, isn't it time edutainment games made a comeback? Carmen Sandiego remake or sequel? No, because those games sucked. Apart from Granny's Garden. Granny's Garden was amazing.
Yeah, Claire loves Granny's Garden.
Has she got it?
No.
I've been trying to find just a ROM or something for years. I was the one in my primary school, I think it was in year 2, who finished the first level and got the password for the second level in the whole school. And you know what I used to do? people wanted that
No.
password. They had to pay me 50 cents.
Ooh.
And I gave them the password.
You get a couple of choc buds.
Oh, I can't remember what I spent my money on, but I remember I got in trouble because I was gambling or something. I had to give the money back. Stupid teachers. Michael Anglo asked, I want to start collecting retro games. Where do I start? Dan, do you want to field this one first?
I feel if you have to ask that question, then maybe you shouldn't start. Like, collecting is like, you know what you want to collect. You have a want and need to collect something. You don't usually come up to someone and go, hey, what should I start collecting? And they go, you should start collecting Matchbox cars. You know what you want to collect. Like, you will always have that need, that want. Yeah, like, the hardest thing to do is choosing what to collect. Like, of your loves that you've got. Like, yeah, Ben, what do you think?
No, I agree with you. Up until you said that when we were discussing it earlier, I'd never thought about it. But when you said, it's a need, I went, wow, it is. So the problem isn't mine. It's a genetic default in my being. So I collect Nintendo stuff. I think we're all very familiar with that. And I feel that. I have a pull or a need to want to collect that stuff. I want to sit there. And when I collect it and I have it, I sit there. Sometimes I'll just sit in my room with all my Nintendo stuff and just look at it and go, that's really cool.
And nothing is worth collecting.
No.
There is no reason to collect. Collecting is a fun thing that you do to fill your time. Like, there is nothing... You don't get into collecting to make money because you're never going to make money.
No.
Like,
No.
Flippers are a waste of time. That's what they're called. They're called flippers.
Yep.
Exactly. They never make money. They always come out like even to whatever. They never like, I bought this solid gold car.
Especially nowadays where everyone thinks they can be a flipper.
Yeah.
And the op shops are rated like at 8:30 in the morning as soon as the doors open. You're very, very lucky to find something nowadays for cheap enough that you can put something below eBay prices on it. But if you do want to collect, I know Emperor Apollyon in our Discord asked about collecting advice because he started collecting GameCube games. So I would say start off small and start off focusing on the things you really, really want. Only go to eBay if you're in the mood to go trolling for hours for a deal. And only use eBay sort of as a reference. So
Have you ever had anyone? Have you ever on eBay given someone when they say offers accepted? Have you ever had an offer accepted?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah, quite a couple of times.
I've been a couple of bucks off and they say no. That question.
All right. Go to Facebook groups and research your prices to make sure you're not getting ripped off. We got a question in the chat.
In the Facebook.
Human
Bullet Link.
Oh, yes. Okay, so good friend of the show, Callum Bud asks, if you were a PlayStation PR person, what excuse would you come up with as for why crossplay hasn't been implemented upon learning this week that they could have it all along? News has just come out that the beta for crossplay has been sent out to game devs. So PlayStation are actually on it. That's happening.
Okay, so we don't have
So they are actually going for it now.
They could just blame Xbox. It's Xbox fault.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Switch? It's its fault.
A couple of questions from Norsey. I'll just rapid fire two of them. In the live chat, Norsey asks, PS4 or Xbox? PlayStation, all the way.
Yeah, PlayStation.
And Norsey also wants to know, do you collect Lego? I don't collect it, but the other day I did buy a Spider-Mobile with Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, because Spider-Man and the Green Goblin are the two best characters ever, and the Spider-Mobile is just so trashy, it's great.
I have a friend who's a banker, and he collects Lego, and even as a banker, it still costs him. He still goes, no, I can't get that one. Lego is an expensive collecting thing. Oof.
All right, we're going to skip the last question because we're running out of time. We're going to go head on into Dan versus the world.
Dan versus the world.
This week, Brayden, I would like you to actually...
I'm going to hit buttons this time.
Okay, so Dan versus the world, very, very simple. I have 3 songs that have appeared in video games some point in history. Each of these boys, Dan representing Dan, Brayden representing the world, will have 5 guesses, which they'll ask alternatively to try and guess that game. If they guess it beforehand and are wrong, they lose. The point goes to the other team. If they get it right, they get the point. If at the end of 5, neither know, they get a free guess, and if no one guesses it, it's a draw. You forgot your glasses.
Forgot your
cool man glasses.
I put these glasses on because I can't then read the chat because my glasses are so bad.
Yeah, so if you are in the chat, please do not shout out what the song is so Brayden can cheat. He doesn't need your help. He's quite good at this game, actually.
Quite inept.
Okay, here we go. Song number 1. Dan.
What console is that on?
It originally came out on PlayStation 2. Brayden, question number 1.
What type of character do you play in this game?
Oh, you play a bit of a tough guy.
Tough guy.
A bit of a tough
Just
guy.
A bit of a tough guy?
A bit of a tough guy. He's a bit of a rogue, bit of a bully, bit of a rapscallion.
Did you just give it away?
I kind of did. Dan, question number 2.
Is it bully?
It's bully! Because I saw you snicker and then I saw Brayden go, oh yeah, I know it. I went,
Do
well.
that
See,
button.
I heard
Hit the
it.
button, Brayden. Hit
I
the
heard
button.
it, and yeah, okay, yep, there it is. Wait, there it is.
Yes, correct.
Good lord.
And now update my score,
Yeah,
you
doing
loser, you blazing loser.
So Dan's on 34, the world is on 33. Brayden, you ready for the second song?
I'm ready for the second song.
Sounds like our loading music.
Dan, question number 1.
What genre of game is it?
It's not really a game. Brayden,
Was this released by Nintendo?
it was.
Yep.
Dan, question number 2.
Was this released by Nintendo? What sort of question is that? You ask who released it.
Oh, he knows it.
Oh, do you?
I
It's
know
not a
that
game.
much. I knew that much.
Do you make music in it?
No. Brayden,
I don't
question
know
number
what
2.
it is.
Can you play volleyball in it?
You can't play volleyball in it,
Okay.
but there is a way to play games through it,
Okay.
via it. It's a freebie. Dan, question number 3.
Give me a clue.
I just did.
Yeah, but another one.
All right. This isn't a game.
No, you already said that. That's one of you. You have to do a
did
different
say
one.
That. You
Oh,
did
did I?
say.
All right. This accepts transactions.
Ooh, okay. Accepts transactions.
Brayden.
Was this released on the mobile?
No.
No. Okay.
Question number 4, Dan.
The mobile?
The mobile device.
What do you do in it if it's not a game?
You spend money. Brayden, question number 4. I just love looking in the
you not
screen
know,
we've got
Brayden?
here because Dan's disdain is hilarious.
So here's the thing. This is really annoying because I recognize the music because that music gets used in a lot of memes nowadays.
Yep.
So it's really thrown me.
Norsey knows it.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't say it, Norsey. Don't do it. Don't,
Brayden, question number 4.
don't give him a clue, Norsey.
What character do you play as?
You play as a little glove, pointer glove.
Okay.
Has it got anything to do with pachinko?
Bloop. No. Is that your question?
Yeah?
Question number 5?
I
No.
don't know.
Brayden, question number 5.
I'm
This
out.
is so annoying.
I'm out. I don't know.
What other characters do we see appear in this?
Do you want to know the characters who you're taking control of, or characters who appear in this area?
Preferably both, but I'll take one or the other.
Okay, so you only ever see the glove that goes bloop bloop bloop.
Yep.
But the characters that appear in the area are vast and expansive.
That's rubbish.
So Dan, what's your guess?
what was it on again?
It was on. Oh no, I never said that. You're trying to get a free one.
Oh,
No.
didn't we even ask that?
No,
I
you
thought
didn't
we
ask
said-
that.
I thought we asked as well, but clearly
No,
we
you
didn't.
didn't, and that would have given it away. So,
No, it wouldn't have.
what's your guess?
Give us. It would have given it away.
It would have given it away. Come on. What's your guess?
Is it? I've got nothing. Is it? Is it? Night Trap?
No. Brayden, what's your guess?
Is it 1-2 switch?
No.
No.
It's the Wii Shop channel music.
Ah, damn it! Do you want to know why I've heard that so much? Is because not only is it used in a lot of memes nowadays.
Do the wrong button. Wrong button.
Yep, there we go. There's the wrong button. I've seen a bunch of like remixes and like it being done by like a bunch of like school bands and chorus lines.
Oh, because it's amazing.
Come on.
All right, here we go. So we're still at the world on 33 and Dan at 34.
Ooh.
Here we go. Song number 3. Dan, question number 1.
What is it on?
This particular version was on Super Nintendo.
Next, Brayden.
Can we get another 10 seconds?
You just want to groove down to it. Dan, question number 2.
What are you in it?
What are you in it?
What is your character?
A selection of 12,
12. Oh, God. Okay.
I think. Hang on. Let me count.
For the podcast, people.
I'm
Ben's
counting.
staring at the
Shut
ceiling.
up. 10, maybe.
10.
4. No, 12.
12.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
On the SNES?
Sneeze.
Is
SNES.
it's Dan's. No, it's my question.
Yeah, question number 2.
Oh, what genre this?
Fighter.
Okay.
Dan, question number 3.
Fighter, SNES. It does sound. Is this? Have we talked about this in the show?
Not this show.
Hmm.
Brayden, question number 3.
Is the title of the genre within the title of the game?
Yes.
Okay.
What? The title of the genre?
Genre being fighter.
Don't give him hints.
I'm saying.
Brayden.
I know. I'm just saying.
Stop it.
I would have worked that out, eh?
No, you wouldn't. Question number 4.
Wasn't there like 4 of them on that console?
Yeah, but there was also Clay Fighter, Pit Fighter.
Oh, a bunch of other random stuff.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Dan, question number 4.
When? What? Who made it? What company?
Capcom.
Ooh.
Brayden's just looking at you like, you dumbass.
Can you play as Ryu in it?
You can. All right, that's 5 questions. So, Dan, free guess. What is it? Full title.
Street Fighter.
Full title.
I don't know.
You got a 25% chance.
What? Well, it sounded like it wasn't just a Street Fighter game. It had.
Take your guess.
It had Mega Man in it as well.
No,
No?
you're incredibly wrong.
I don't know. Street Fighter Turbo Graphics.
Brayden.
Is it Street Fighter 2 Turbo?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's
Yes.
the one I meant. I couldn't remember what it was called.
Turbo graphics.
So at the end of Dan versus the world, we have got the world on 34 and Dan on 34. We are all tied up with no place to go.
There we go.
But you know where we
Hot
are
knife.
going? Do you know where we are going at the end of the year?
Off the line.
We're going to Greenlight Comics.
Oh.
And we're going to be live. And we are going to have another live show. That's right, in December. Dates to come soon. We are having a end of year spectacular where we will give out the end of year awards. We will have a snazzy little game show which Brayden's going to be hosting. And we are going to have a lot of fun as well as the grand finale of Dan versus the World. So be sure to head over to the Facebook group or the Instagram, sign up, also the YouTube, subscribe, and we will keep you informed where you can come and hang out with us for free if you're in Adelaide in December at some point.
People in the chat, if you're in Adelaide, you can come down and be on the live show in the audience. It's fun. We did it last. It was really good.
It was great fun last year. We feed off your energy. Num, 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 num. We've been Hack the Dino, and this has been our Critical Path. You can catch us fortnightly or weekly over on YouTube at youtube.com/hackthedino. Please be sure to go back and look at the VOD when it goes up in about a day and give it a big like and lots of little comments. That helps us grow and it helps people come and subscribe. And don't wreck the desk, even though it's your stuff. It's the end of the show and it probably doesn't even matter anymore.
Sorry, podcast people.
We are also on Twitch, twitch.tv/hackthedino, where you can catch Dan's weekly streams. Dan, you're doing Halo this week?
Yep, Halo 3 Remastered Anniversary Edition.
And he also does some other stuff in the off weeks of Hack the Dino Critical Path. And if you don't like my face, shame on you. I'm going to come and get a photocopy of it and put it up on your wall so you can look at it and watch my big moon face scare at you all night. But you can also listen to the podcast on SoundCloud, on Spotify, on iTunes, and all other podcast apps. This is our Critical Path. We are Hack the Dino. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you in the future.